Good morning. It is a chilly Tuesday morning. It's the 3rd of December and it's just about to turn 10 o'clock. So yeah, I haven't been on for, well, a couple of days, since Saturday. Been a little bit busy, private work. I haven't got anything booked in for today, so I thought I'd come out to do some of the quiet hours. And yeah, I'm only going to be on till about 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. And then I'm busy this evening as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go on now and see what's happening. So it's just turned 11:15. When I started before, I had to nip the post office first, so I didn't start till 10:15. So yeah, just hit an hour. So yeah, when I came on line after that, I got a little £5.65 for 1.8 miles. These are just in Ormskirk. I then got an Ormskirk back to Bersco, £5.93 for 4.2 miles. Not the greatest. I didn't quite read it correctly because I had accepted the job whilst I still had the other passenger in the car, so I was kind of talking to them. But like I said, because I had accepted it, I don't really like cancelling jobs, so yeah, I just took it. And then after that I had one which wasn't too far from my house, going just to the other side of my house, so that kind of makes sense. It was a £9.93 for 4.3 miles, and that was an Uber Priority. And when I was picking her up, I'm kind of thinking, I'm sure I recognise her face. She got in and I got talking to her, and you know, you recently moved in and things like that. And so she was going not too far from mine, and I was like, oh, what is it you do for a living? She was saying, oh, I do like injections, you know, like all the Botox and all that kind of stuff. I was like, oh yes, I think I've seen you on Instagram. I'm sure like Instagram kind of connects either people or, you know, local businesses to what your like geographical location is, kind of thing. So like I'd seen her on that, and she was like the injections queen, I think she's called. So yeah, we were laughing about that. And then she was talking about like private airport jobs and things like that, so I was talking to her about that, and she said, oh yeah, she said I was looking for someone reliable, obviously threw my name in the hat. She said a while back she had booked one for a guy that didn't live too far away. She said booked him a couple of months in advance, paid for it, and then she said it was 3 o'clock in the morning, she's there with her family and her friends and everything, all waiting to be picked up. And this guy then sends a text message to say, sorry, I can't pick you up, I've been really poorly, but don't worry about it, I've organised someone else to pick you up. So she was like, right, okay, not to worry. So this other guy turns up, like little minibus and all that, takes him to the airport, and she thought, fine, you know, no issues. He then turned around and was like, oh no, you have to pay me. And she was like, but I've paid the other guy. And he was like, yeah, that's got nothing to do with me, he's just passed it over to, you know, to me, he hasn't passed me any money. So she's had to pay him, so she's paid twice. So she said, obviously, when they got back from holiday, this guy then started ghosting them, and you know, she then got onto the council to report him and everything. And the council said, oh yeah, we've had loads of complaints over this individual. He is a private hire driver, and he's well known for doing it. He's basically he's had loads of reports made against him. He's taken all these bookings for people and then texting them when he's supposed to be there to say that he can't make it. He's then rebooking them a taxi to go to their house, and then I don't think the person, i.e. the driver or the customer, knows that it's that they're supposed to be paying. They all think that this guy has basically arranged it, but yeah, I guess he's just phoning up a taxi company, or he's booking an Uber or something to go and pick them up, and then basically passing that back on to the customer. Shocking. Yeah, so I've only done them 3 trips and I'm on £21.51, so not too bad of a start for the first hour, especially it's the you know, the dead hours of a Tuesday. But yeah, up to now, that's kind of that's almost like, well, on some Fridays that's better than a Friday hourly rate up to now. So yeah, anyway, I'll start heading back into like civilization, because I'm probably a mile or two out in the middle of absolute nowhere. And I will catch you in a bit. So it's just 12:15. It's been ticking over, not too bad. When was we after that last one? So after the last one, We had an Ormskirk to Burscough, £3.80 for 1.1 miles. I then had Burscough to Burscough, £3.83 for 1.8 miles. I then had an Ormskirk to Uni. I think it was like a £4 something for 2.2 miles, and then she's given me a £4 tip as well. Yeah, we were talking about like studying, and what she was currently studying was something that I'd studied years ago, things like that. So yeah, so I ended up getting £8.97 for 2.2 miles, and then I've just done a little small £3.74 for 1.7 miles over to the hospital. So yeah, just shy of £42. So yeah, basically still on about £21 an hour. So yeah, not too bad. You know, bear in mind that, like I've said, it is the quiet hours of a Tuesday. But yeah, can't really complain. Like I said, you can easily go out on a Friday, Saturday night, and it might take you an hour or two to reach like the £21 an hour mark. So yeah, quite happy with it really, considering I'm only just pottering about, and I've only done 7 trips. So yeah, not too bad. Saying I need to collect another 223 more points to achieve platinum. I don't know what comes with platinum. Nothing came with gold, other than apparently a so you can't be bothered doing that. It's offering me a job which is a mile away to go 12 miles into Wigan city centre. So it was like a 13-mile job, and they were offering like £13.50. So I'm thinking then you're all the way over in the middle of Wigan. Yeah, couldn't be faffed. I'd rather just stay locally. There was no, what did I get offered before? Oh, there's no different one now. Now they're offering me a job. They want me to drive 4 miles over to Skem, to then drive 6.5 miles to Wigan. So in total it's just over 10 miles. It was saying it was going to take like 30 odd minutes, and they were offering me £9. You would think like the algorithm would recognise that I've just ignored the job to the same location, paying what, £3-4 more, and I ignored that request. But then they offer you a job doing similar miles for basically like 20-25% less. Don't get it. Yeah, I got offered another job before when I was in Ormskirk. It was a mile away from me, and it was going 19.1 miles to Liverpool kind of city centre, well L3. I never believed the timings because it says it's 5 minutes to pick them up and then 43 minutes, and it's not. It's going to, that's minimum an hour job easily. So Uber lies about the timings. So it was like just over a 20-mile job, and they were offering £21. Yeah, I couldn't be faffed with that. I couldn't be bothered. Like I said, you could spend an hour doing it and get the £21.97, which is pretty much what I'm on per hour now. However, I've worked kind of non-stop for that hour, and I've done 20 miles. Whereas these are the ones that I've done, you know, in the past like hour, for example, them 3 jobs, I've done, what, 6-7 miles or something, and I've earned the exact same amount as what they're offering me to trek all the way to Liverpool. So yeah, it's something that you kind of learn after a couple of weeks of doing Uber, because initially when you first join, some of these larger numbers pop up, £20-30, and you think, oh, that's a good job, and you take it, you know, and then you're driving for miles and miles, and you're out in the middle of nowhere, and then all of a sudden you start to think, well, that was a bit of a crap job, because now I need to drive back empty, or there's no work where I've come. So you start to learn that not to take them kind of jobs. And what I've learned is I tend to earn more, or a bit more consistently, doing like the local jobs. Like they are smaller jobs. They can, you know, they can range from like £3.50 to like £8-9, but you just kind of staying in the town that you're in. Like I said, I'm in Ormskirk now, and I haven't left Ormskirk yet. If it's a bit busier, like a Friday, Saturday night, I'll tend to move towards Southport, just because it's a bit bigger. There's more bars and whatnot. But then, you know, you could go to the next extreme, and you could go to, you know, a bigger city centre. You know, you could go to like Liverpool or Manchester or something. But that's not for me. So yeah, that's how I tend to work. Is I prefer taking the smaller jobs, whereas I know people who would much rather just pick one customer up, which takes them an hour to complete, because they see it as, well, I've only had one customer, whereas you've had 3, 4 or 5 customers over that hour. And I'm thinking, yeah, but I haven't moved within like a 3 or 4 mile radius, whereas you're now, you know, 10, 15 miles away from where you live, kind of thing. So it just depends on how you want to work, and that's one of the things. You know, if all the drivers worked the same, you know, it'd be completely different. But yeah, everybody all has their own little ways they like doing it, but that's how I prefer to do it. So yeah, let's see what the next hour brings. So it is 1:15, and it has been quiet, really quiet. So I've only accepted one job in the past hour, and I've only just finished it now. It was only a £7.68, and even that was for 6.1 miles. So I took it for 2 reasons. One, because it was the only thing that had really come up, and 2, it was basically just a straight run. I was picking them up and then just jumping straight on the bypass, dropping them off like halfway towards St Helens. I just turned around on the bypass now. I'm just going to head straight back. So yeah, it was just really crap. Some of the jobs that were coming up, you know, they were like miles away. Like one was in Ormskirk. It was a mile away, and it wanted me to then go almost 22 miles over to Arrow Park Hospital, which is over the water in the Wirral there, which, you know, can take like an hour and 10 minutes. Obviously Uber's saying it's only going to take like 50 minutes, which again is a lie. So I'm thinking, well, I don't want to be all the way over in the Wirral, which is like, you know, 22, 23 miles away from where I live. And they were offering me £24 for it. So again, like a pound a mile. Just really crap. And then I was offered another one, which was Ormskirk to Liverpool. Again, that was like 21 miles, and they were offering me £21. So again, just ignore it, because it's best part of like another hour job. Couldn't be bothered. Granted, I would have made more in the hour if I would have done that to what I've done now, but yeah, it's just not worth it, like mileage wise, going that far. So like now, like I've been on about £21 or just over per hour since I started. So now I'm on £49.53, and I've done 3 hours. So now my hourly rate, because of the last hour, has dropped to £16.51. So yeah, it's made a massive difference. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, you can be one of them people who, you know, one of the sheep that just go and jump on all these jobs, but I'm not driving like 22, 23 miles for like 21 quid. I just wouldn't do it, you know. If I was doing that as a private job, for example, if I was going over to the Wirral, then I would have charged about £65 for that job, whereas Uber was offering me £21. So, you know, a third of what I would have charged the customer. So yeah, they take the mickey really with the prices. I don't know if anyone else had it. There was like a survey that came around the other day on Uber, and it said, how much do you think Uber takes from a driver? Like percentage wise, so you could drag the little bar across. So I dragged it across. I think I said like Uber had taken like 30% or something. It then goes on to the next question and said, like, of that 30%, how much do you think Uber keeps, and how much do you think Uber pays in like to other parties or something? So I think I put like Uber keep 20 to 25% and pay the other party like 5%. And it just said, oh, thanks for carrying out the survey. So obviously they're obviously sending that out to try and get a little bit of feedback, as it were, from the drivers, to see how annoyed drivers are. You know, because they're just not being very like transparent. I know you can go on now and it gives you like a weekly breakdown of you've paid 10, 20, 30% commission, or sorry, you've been charged X amount of commission for that week. But yes, you know, you've got drivers paying commission as low as like a couple of percent. Some drivers paying like 30-40% commission. So I think one of the questions on that survey said, do you think like there should just be like a flat rate, or what do you think is a fair percentage or something? I think I put on there like 10% or something. Because at least that way then, if it's averaging out, some people are paying next to nothing and some are paying like 30-40. You know, why not just put a flat rate on it? Why not just cap it and everyone knows where they're at, what the job is, and then you're not going to have 99% of drivers, well, probably not 99, probably about 90% of drivers sitting there cherry picking the jobs because they're saying, no, that's not worth it, no, Uber's having me pants down on that, no, I'm not doing it, no, I'm not doing it. You know, if the jobs just come up and we knew we were paying 10% commission, then you're more likely just to accept all of the jobs that come up because you know it's a fair rate. But instead, Uber are making you try and like work out the job within like 5 or 6 seconds to see if it's a job that you want to take. Is it worth it? The mileage, you know, the time, the area that you're going to be driving to. You're then thinking about what's the traffic conditions going to be like in that area when I get there, what time of day is it, you know, you're trying to do all of that information and like, I don't know, I think the job pops up for like 6 seconds or something. So yeah, it's a lot of information to take in where, like I said, you can get rid of all that just by being fair and saying, look, we're only taking 10% off the customers, so it's actually a good rate that you're being offered anyway. So yeah, it won't happen, but that's what I thought anyway. So yeah, I'm going to carry on now. I've probably got about an hour left. So yeah, I'll give you the last update, which will be when I'm at home, and hopefully we can get away from this £16 an hour. Hopefully the last hour's slightly better, so I'll catch you in a bit. So 2:15, final update, and I've just got home. In the past hour I didn't receive a single job request, nothing whatsoever. I mean, the time kind of flew by because I was messing around on my phone and whatnot. I parked up in like 2 or 3 different locations just in case it was that spot. I'd turn the app on and off just in case it was that. Nothing, not a single thing, even a ridiculous job that was miles away. I don't know if Uber fell out with me because I didn't want to do all the stupid requests that were coming in that were, you know, like 20 miles away or whatever. But yeah, nothing whatsoever. So after the 4 hours, for the first 2 hours I was on what, like £21-22 an hour. Hour 3 it dropped to £16 an hour because I only had that one job, and then because I had no jobs in the last hour, it's now dropped down to £12.38 an hour. So it's almost come down half from what I started on. So yeah, what started off as a bit of a promising shift, say promising, decent shift, has finished crap, really crap shift. Like I said, by the time you get your £12.38, you take off your expenses, then you take off your tax, your national insurance, you're on less than minimum wage. So yeah, another less than minimum wage job supplied to me by Uber, really. Other than that, that's about it. I'm just about to log off. Yeah, because I'm still actually logged on, even though I'm sat on my path. Yeah, just about to log off, and that's pretty much me done for the day. That's the first time I've logged off. Oh no, since before. Yeah. So it's telling me that I've been offered 17 jobs and I've done 8. So it just shows that, more than 50% of them are ridiculous. But then it comes up and says, nice, you've confirmed and completed 8 trips in a row. I thought that would have only accounted for if you've accepted every single job that's come up, but obviously I haven't, because I've basically rejected more than half of them, so I'm not sure how that works. But yeah, that's pretty much it. How's my rating looking? So someone's left me a 1-star review, so I don't know, well, when could that have been? Today? Yeah, it must have been, because I haven't, that's only just popped up today. Let's have a look. Conversation. A rider suggested that your level of conversation in the car could have been better, and we wanted you to know, in case it helps you understand your ratings. Not every rider wants to talk during their ride, but top partners usually offer a friendly greeting. A conversation in the car could have been better. So basically, I mean, out of the 8 passengers that I've got on today, I think I've spoken to all of them. I mean, one of them even gave me a £4 tip, which was for a journey that I'd done, which was only about £4. So yeah, somebody basically thought I should have talked more. People seem to think like you're some sort of like entertaining monkey, like you get in and we're supposed to, don't know if they're expecting some sort of like class act or something sat in the front, when we're here just to take you from point A to B. Like, not here to entertain you. You know, I can't even think of anyone who has got in and we haven't had much of a chat. You know, there was an elderly lady, spoke to her for quite a while. She's going out to have her nails done and all that for a Christmas party. What else was there? Yeah, there was just everyone really. I don't think anyone's got in, and I haven't spoken to anybody. But like I said, people like to complain over absolutely nothing. So yeah, I'll leave them to it. So I'll catch you tomorrow for the next video.